of a distraction. And then after that, they make the decision of what they're going to be doing. So that's been the name of the game so far. Let's see what Flipside comes up with.
So here we go, underway. Last night of online play. Last spot at DreamHack Bucharest. Up for grabs. Who's going to seize the opportunity? So far, gun control does come off on long A. That's Flush and a push up. Does read that Bondic and Simple are walking toward him, so he falls back, but he's going to hold this angle, this off angle, and silencer's off. This guy's going loud. He wants to be aggressive with the USP.
That early push gave him a lot of information on what Flipside's doing.
Gives him more than that, too, because Simple gets caught. World Edit's now down as well. There's your two top players that we've been talking up so much, and we saw what happened when they go down early. Now, this is Pistol. This is a bit of a different situation, but it did make a difference against Na'Vi when those two were out of the round. Markelov does head directly over that drop, goes for that bounce flash off the rafter, gets him down but not into the site. Crim's on the backside of him. JW, Pronax coming around from the connector as well, and in fact, JW's already through the flower bed. He's inside that windowsill. He's just going to catch out on Markelov the second he goes any further. And that's exactly what happens. This time he puts the silencer back on, so he goes James Bond. He gets loud aggressive, now he goes sneaky peeky, and he gets in behind, and Olaf, jump shot, CZ75. And much like the knife round, it's almost to perfection. In fact, this time it is, so it's 1-0 already for Fnatic.
Early aggression and individual skill was the two main factors here for Fnatic picking up that round. JW and Flasha pushing mid and A long, getting them their kills, and that pretty much wrecked the tactic that Flipside was about to run there. And yeah, good start for Fnatic. Early buy here for Flipside too. They're going to be going for Tech Knives and a bit of flashes and smokes here. Look at Fnatic with their buys. SMG only.
Flusha again, already quick to rotate. Has the calls that they're on B. He's already done his little round out toward long, but this one kill on JW means that there's an opening if he leaves, and Markelov's got Pronax as well. Now there's a real chance. This is a real threat. Flipside opening up the opportunity for them to swarm in on top of the site, but the question is, which way do they go? Bomb's been dropped. Now they counter it out. It's Crims that drops back down, and it's all on Flusha. World Edit's going to pick up the hot potato, head over toward the site. See if he can become a farmer in the round. He's got to put that in and get it down, because Flusha does still have this UMP, and he's already got Bondic with it. Going to get more. He's got Blade. He's got it down to a 1-on-2. They have secured at least one MP7 to go back against him with. But unfortunately, Simple's limited to just the P250, and Flush is going through his own smoke. He's going to use this to his advantage, and he may actually get behind him. Although Simple's got the read. He's already looking back in that direction, and Flush is already spamming away. He's desperate. He's trying to find them, and he hasn't done so just yet. And the more time that goes away, the more time it's going to take for him to get this defuse, and he won't even get that far. Simple's going to go ahead and take him out, and it's 1-1 already. Flipside, excellent eco round.
It was a case of some of the CTs who died first. I think it was JW and someone else just getting caught off guard, and then from then onwards it was a bit of a domino effect there. CTs going down left and right. A bit of a careless play usually is what happens there. I mean, you should not be surprised of the timings, considering how much these guys have played this map already. So just a bit of sloppy play from Fnatic really gives Flipside an early advantage here.
So guns go back out on the T side, obviously. Based on that, they'll keep that one MP7. World Edit going to try and build a bank with it. Blade, likewise with the UMP. And Olaf's boosted up. Look for that as well. CT side, he likes to get aggressive on this B connecting point.
Yep.
He loves to be in place forward or behind these smokes. He thinks someone's already pushed through. No one has. He needs to be careful because he can get spotted over the edge of that when he gets up on top of that box. Blade's forced in.
Yeah, the thing for Flipside here is they cannot waste too much time doing nothing. They need to clear areas and have some knowledge on what is Fnatic exactly doing, because they must know the Fnatic force spot for this one. So the trap for themselves they can do here is the fact if they don't get enough map knowledge before they commit to one of the sites.
And Blade didn't get caught. That actual Molotov did put him inside that doorway. He had to walk into it because backwards would have taken too much damage, and he doesn't want to lose guns early. But he's able to avoid the fight. Stay alive. Olaf, be careful, my friend. You're trying to reload at the wrong time. Does still get the kill on Simple, but World Edit responding, and Markelov's down drop. He's going to get more than just one. He's already found two. Make it three. Nice shot on the third one, in fact, with the Galil. And this puts the bomb down for World Edit. $300 for him at the very least, but that's probably all they're going to get. I can't imagine this goes to team money because Flusha is on 3 HP, and in fact, he's on less. Bondic with the kill, and now we're up to 2 for Flipside.
That went better than expected for Flipside, considering the fact that the Fnatic actually got the stack on that B side, where Flipside was going to. And it could have been much worse for Flipside. So they gotta be happy with that result, only losing 2 players in that situation, and that's gonna put Fnatic on a save here. And they won't have a lot of money going into the 5th round either. There probably won't be any AWPs, or if there is, then no armor for the AWP.
So Bondic again heads toward B. Simple's got his AK out. Oh, counter flash. He needs to be careful. But Bondic's going to bail him, catching off Olaf. Simple's so good on those entries that if they can limit his vision on the way through, that might make a big difference, but not for Bondic. Markelov, again, finding Pronax. Needs to be careful. Krim's below him. This time he's spotted, but the gun didn't drop. That's crucial. They're going to boost to try and get it. Krims is going to be the one that wants it, and he will. He'll grab the Galil to work backwards and try and retake with World Edit with the op out on the backside, and Simple's going to push through. He's already caught JW on the rotation. Flusha, massive flank all the way through T-spawn. He's looking for the exits, and that's exactly what Krims wants to do as well, because he'll hold the Galil. As we mentioned, he did pick that up, but they'll get guns out in the next round. So it'll be 3-1 Flipside. And then we'll see if Fnatic can respond already in the jump. They got him. Look at that beautiful play. Sets a great read from Flipside, and Simple takes down Krims, so gun's gone.
Yeah.
And Flusha's got no one coming his direction, so they won't even get that consolation prize.
Definitely, and the money for Flipside is looking pretty good for this early, and at the same time, Fnatic's money not as good. And yeah, here we see no AWP at play for Fnatic. They're going to be all going for rifles, and that's calling for a bit of aggressive plays from Fnatic, I would imagine.
And right now they'll fan it out. This is back to basics. Reset button. No more advantage for the guns on Flipside, but no op out yet for Fnatic either. And they've all got the A1 equipped except for Pronax. Blade needs to be careful. Held inside a smoke just outside the fire, waiting for the opportunity to walk in, but Olaf's ready this time with the M4, and this time he catches them over the top. That's a great start. Nate does damage onto the backside as well. Simple's down to 50, Bondic 58, and Markelov this time does get stopped, so Pronax gets the better of the drop. That's going to be a very important contest, because if Markelov wins that every single time, then B gets extremely hard to hold, and the rotators have a heck of a hard time trying to come through connector. But Pronax is looking poised to do exactly that this round. Much better from him, and he's already found 2. It's only World Edit, and he's got this op. Does he want to use it? He does use it against Olaf, but does he want to use it further than that? That's the real question, because sure, they've got a little bit of money built up, but not massive amounts. Markelov's 1850, 2700 for Blade, so he may just run back.
Yeah, but Fnatic already knows that.
And Tech9 not able to connect. JW only down to 49, and it's 20 for World Edit. That nade does a little bit further, down to 39 this time.
Flush on a monster flank here.
He is. You're dead right. He's all the way back toward the spawn. World Edit tries to go above the smoke, but they hunt. They go all the way through. And they'll pick up round 2 and all the weapons. That's important. Blade buys immediately back up. Bondic as well. But what do the rest do? Because they're going to have to come out with some light buys. World Edit still able to get the op, because he had 47 before the end of the round, and even after he went down, that money that goes his way gets him up. And in fact, it's 61 for Simple, but it's Markelov with nades, so they actually get more out than I would have thought. Simple gets the second op. It goes for head armor as well.
Yeah, I find it interesting that Simple, who still has 1.4k. Never mind, that was the HUD actually just bugging on me. Never mind.
So Bondic dropped. Bondic dropped to get Blade out because Blade couldn't afford a gun on his own. So Blade went full nades and armor and then got the drop over. But no matter, they've already got the first kill as well. It's Olaf, and that's your man holding on to B. That's crucial. He's the first one to come under threat. This pulls Krims back off a drop. Pronax is already out of it, so they rotate around to compensate for the gap, but they have to play it passively. Now Markelov has his chance to come back inside the site.
Yeah, Fnatic already has 3 rotated towards B.
And Simple's looking, but he's spotted. Pronax gets him. So far, so good from Pronax, and Krims makes up for the difference. He's going to go ahead and take out Markelov. So far, their normal ways of getting into B right now on Flipside have been shut down. It's finally Bondic to go back into Pronax, and it's a 1-on-3. It is low HP for Flusha and Krims, but JW's still on 100. That's crucial. First one, can't land it. Bondic not able to hit, and Flusha brings this back to tie point. And the difference right now is that Markelov can't get down drop like they did in the early rounds, and Simple's not finding the entries, at least not yet. Hopefully that'll change for Flipside's perspective, but right now Fnatic already bringing it back.
Yeah, Krims showing up in drop room and making sure that that place is out of business at this point for terrorists. It's a crucial part of the map for any sort of a P attack, so Krims doing a very solid job here in the early rounds for Fnatic CT side.
They'll rush it in with the pistols this time. Already Pronax catching Markelov. Bondic, though, does come down drop as well. Olaf responds into him. Blade's going to come in as well. He's picked up an M4, and he's going to get the kill on Olaf. That brings us back down to 3-on-2. Make it 2-on-2. Simple with the P250. And now JW knows he's there. That's the bomb. That's crucial. But Blade still does have this M4. Needs to reload it and get in cover quickly because JW was looking for the shot, looking for the peek. And in fact, he's overlooked the corner, but
wow,
he can't hit the shot. Blade can't land it. So Crims comes back around the opposing side, and now they're back up by 1.
But not a bad round for Flipside, though. Getting all those 3 kills means a lot of money wasted from Fnatic, and that's going to help a bunch going further in this half. Thing for Flipside right now is they don't have they've not had a lot of presence towards A actually, or in these early rounds. All they've really done is they've got the early pick towards B, but I think they should probably slow their play down afterwards and not be so decisive on which side they're going to go yet, because there's a lot of room. Fnatic, really fast rotations. They're moving 3 players towards B when that kill comes in, leaving only 1 player towards A.
That nade does massive damage, and Olaf jumps up again. He's playing that spot well. Yeah, he hasn't gotten the kills like Markelov in a passive position, but he's holding them off and prohibiting the entry shots to come the other way as well. So it's a little bit slower on that spot just because of the way he's getting aggressive early, and that limits Simple's ability. Meanwhile, though, they are over on A. JW's pushed up. Flush is supporting him at long. They got that read, but JW takes a lot of early damage. Down to 34. But he doesn't care. He pushes forward regardless, and Bondic's the one that goes down. And look at the HP for Blade. 19 now on him still, as we saw him tagged up. So it's 1 down and 1 weakened.
Yep. Looking very good for Fnatic early. Well, actually, not even that early in this round anymore. It's running very late indeed. Flipside still very indecisive on what they're going to do, but probably going to be an A take.
Markelov still over to drop. If Pronax comes back into the room, you might catch him. If Pronax does, Markelov's already down. Who gets the better? It's Markelov. So that takes over your drop spot. Now they can swarm onto the site, but there's still 3 in there for Fnatic. Olafmeister, excuse me, is the only one out, as Flusha does get that kill. Make it 1, make it 2. And great shot from Crims to contribute. JW also catching out World Edit. So it looked like it might have happened. It looked like it was going to be good, but Fnatic was already wise to the read and already rotated.
Didn't think it was going to happen, actually, just for the fact because they had so little time left. Even though Markelov got that kill, Flipside had like 15 seconds left to react, and there was only 1 spot they had time to go to. And that put a lot of pressure on them, and it was really easy for Fnatic to know what was going to happen next. And even though Markelov's kill was very nice, and it could have been good had that happened like a minute earlier, now it was just a thing that made it look prettier than it actually was.
And Olaf spots the first go by. That's Blade. He's going to clean up Simple as well, and a 3rd for him. He's so good in this spot. What a shot with the USB on that one. As Bondic walks out and can't go further than 1 step. Crims will catch Markelov at drop, and they're becoming a little bit predictable, and it looks like Fnatic's done their homework because Simple's not getting any access, and Markelov is now getting shut down. That's your 2 major points of contention and your 2 major players on this map. Yeah,
and usually we've used to seeing Simple at 15 frags at this point, and he's only standing at 4, so that's going to be trouble.
Look at Olaf. We said last night that Markelov was the king of this spot. Olaf's definitely giving him a run for it.
Definitely. All right, this is the point of the match where Fnatic keeps winning these rounds flawlessly. It's going to be spelling a lot of trouble for Flipside because the bank situation is just getting heftier and heftier for Fnatic.
That's the big thing. We've got money for this, the next, and possibly a 3rd.
Yeah, it's been 5 in a row for Fnatic now.
Well, that does give the money bonus back to Flipside. As the fire will go out on drop, Markelov's not playing it quite so aggressively because he knows he's been cancelled out there in so many occasions now. As Flusha comes through danger, does spot at least a smoke, but knows there's some shots being fired on the opposing side of the doorway, so he'll stick around. Or does he? He falls actually off of it. There's a stack right now onto B. Fnatic's got everyone over there. Pronax just coming back to join on Flusha right now because World Edit and Bondic are both out toward A.
Yeah, it was easy to stack those 4 towards B because Flusha was playing so aggressively, but still pretty safely though. He was just gathering knowledge there down the middle.
Flusha roasts Simple alive this time, so using all the tricks in the book. And he's going to go through. He's pushing forward, and he's going to catch Blade. What a performance from Olaf so far. Already up to 11, and so many impact frags. Bomb down. Bondic does try and come back to recover it. The question is, though, does Fnatic push up to secure? No, they're going to wait back. That's the right call because Markelov's dropped in. He's inside the site already, and if they go that far, they might get caught out in the rotation. Markelov drops, Crims catches them, and again, JW is going to catch World Edit. M4, they haven't even gone for ops yet on the CT side. They don't need to. They're making such good work with these rifles.
Yeah. Again, a case of Flipside just spending way too much time without committing anywhere. And they really didn't even get the contest flusher towards A at any point, and they wasted almost a minute, even maybe more, towards the A site without actually committing anywhere near flusher. And I think that's a bit of a problem. They need to make more risks going towards A and try to go for those entries, because if you're going to be down 3-5 with 15 seconds left every round, this is going to end up 12-3 for Fnatic here.
Flashes out. Olaf caught by that one, so he's not up close, but there wasn't great spawn positioning. In fact, they played it passive anyway. Now they've got an opening pick, though. World Edit does find Flusha.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what they need.
That's over at A, though. And meanwhile, they haven't sold anyone. Pronax is just coming back now as Olaf's in the corner.
That's a lot of pressure on JW here. Decides to fall back. That's a good call at this point.
Well, bomb's still at B. And they need to find a way to get this battle on Crims one. Then Olaf has to fall off, and he's trapped from both sides. Then you can contest him, because if you go directly at him, so far that hasn't worked at all. Flash does pop, smoke as well. Markelov goes down. Crims is looking at the wall. But they fall off it. They don't want to go just yet. And Olaf's pushing through. He's going to use this opportunity. Crims catches the first. That's Markelov. They do trade him out, and Simple gets Olaf. Peeks him out beautifully in the op. Or pardon me, the AK this time does land. And World Edit catches Pronax on the way back over, so it's all on JW. Finally, Flipside have a way in the site. Slower, more calculated. But by forcing Olaf out of position and getting the win on drop, they easily get B site. And that's going to be the key to it all night long as World Edit picks up his third in the round, and it's JW to drop.
That was more like it. They got the early pick towards A. That's going to cost a rotation for Fnatic. That's going to only leave 2 guys towards B for Fnatic. Then getting that kill to Crimson in drop room, and getting that kill to Olafmeister in B long. And that's pretty much round over. They really need to get the contest Fnatic early on in these rounds to have a possibility of winning more rounds, because if they're just going to be sitting back and waiting for the time run out, it's just not going to work.
And you painted the picture to go 2-0 if they get this map potentially, but they're going to have to win this and Mirage
they do
to even stay into it, because we go to overpass third, and you have to think Fnatic has the full advantage on that. Flusha this time gets the first. It's Bondic to go down. That's over at A. That's an aggressive kill. So World Edit's still over there, still in that angle, still in that direction with his op. He's out toward long, but there's smokes to hold him off. And Olafmeister pulls out his op. Now Fnatic's going to go with them. Now they've gone for the double op, and already it's working. Because he's found Simple, and he's going to potentially get more. That flash comes out, and a no-scope. Blade goes down to it. Olaf untouchable at this pot right now. There's no way you're going to come in without finding a way to distract him or overwhelm him, and that's not what's happening, because Markelov gets caught on Crims again. He's slow peeking every round at this point. He's got no answer. He's tried to flash. The last round he had to go for the trade kill, and Bondic wasn't there to support this time. And maybe that's the best bet. Maybe they need to bait one off just to get into that spot.
Yeah, for this time, Flipside, actually Fnatic, flush a change of pace, picking up an AWP and going aggressive on side hall. Paid dividends for Fnatic. And that just pretty much seemed to crush Flipside's attack right away. It's all those small battles that happen actually very early round here on Cobblestone. It's been the trend on every single match pretty much that dictates the end of the round. The first pick, I think it's statistically very important as well, but just goes to prove here that it goes a long way. I mean, I think so far whoever's been getting the first kill in the round has won the round as well.
13 for Olaf, 12 for Crims, and they're the ones that are playing the hot spots on B. One at drop, one on the direct connector, and JW fires through the smoke. World Edit walks back into it, although he did get dinked down to 4, but look at Olaf. This time he changes his angle, gets passive, and Simple drops again. He hasn't found anything on the way, and of course this time he did have the pistol. Let's not discount it, but doesn't matter. If he's not going to be rolling on this map, it makes a massive difference, because again, Flipside are used to getting 7 on this map. They've already given up 8. They have to win it out even just to get to that number at this point. And this round certainly isn't looking good for it, that's for sure. Bondic and Markelov, all that are left, and Bondic's just hanging out all the way back at Courtyard, hoping that someone's going to walk into him and give him a bit of frag money. And again, Markelov, how many times is he going to slowly walk up and realize that there's just someone waiting?
Yeah. I think the key factor for Flipside right now is that Simple is just simply not providing. And he's been such a huge factor so far this week and in their matches that if he's only able to manage to get 5 frags a half, This is what it's going to look like. As simple as that.
Flusha closes it out. And here's Olaf backside this time. Again, changing the angle, unpredictable. Simple was looking that direction, but again, pistol from that range, no way. And he stays patient. Reacts on that one, in fact, through the box when he tried to snap it over.
I don't know, maybe Flipsid should try and speed their game up a bit, especially towards A. Try to get that.
Well, that's the thing, they're so confident on the B, they haven't really gone A.
No, not really. Like their contestant, like their A takes, where are they? They haven't happened.
And this is Blade's call to do it. They're going to go double op on the T side this time. It's simple to bring it out. He hasn't found those AK shots, so why not go for the op? And Olaf's back toward the hut again this time. In the chicken coop.
But you have to credit Flush and JW here towards A2. They've done a very good job of staying alive most of all. Even though they've not been racking up huge kill numbers, they've still been doing a good job but not getting dropped. I think maybe once Flush had died as the first guy.
Bondic shots on Flusha. Does take him down, trades him off. They lost World Edit in the Pro Sec. Bondic's going to go for the op immediately, though. And Grims does spot up one player lurking forward. That's Blade. Gets some damage into him. He stays up, though. That's important. But Olaf hasn't left over. He's still frozen on B. As Pronax is at drop as well. So it's 4-on-4, split up bomb sites. JW's in danger. He's actually behind Bondic. He might be able to catch him out here.
That's the problem for Flipsid, actually. JW's position at this point. The bomb is actually going towards B. So Heat is going to be coming towards Pronax and Olaf Meister.
And do they go double drop and go for the trade? Because that's how they get in last time. Markelov goes down. That flash comes out and counters him. He walks into his own flash, so he just gets dropped by Pronax. And Blade doesn't come through in time. They don't trade again. They just give up one kill for nothing. Bondic this time catches Crims up close, but Olaf's already found Simple. Blade's going to have to do it all. He walks in. He gets one. He gets two. Now they have a chance. The strat caller is going to step up and lead by example, but he gets picked off before the bomb goes down, and it was just a millisecond away. And Fnatic get the round. Luckily, Bondic stays alive because no money goes his way at all, so he'll keep the op. They'll be able to force around it, but they've only got 4 rounds, and we're on 15th already. This is massive play from Fnatic.
Yeah, and how different could have that round looked had that team flush not happened in drop? I mean, Pronax would have been in a ton of trouble had he been flushed instead of not being flushed and getting that kill. He could have died very soon after that happened, and then it could have been a totally different situation for all of Meister down in B. But it just worked out for them.
First shot out. Finally, Flipside again have the upper hand. It's Crims down. They use the op on drop. They're not even going to go for this B connector. They're not even going to fight with Olaf. They don't want to, but Pronax is still there. Markelov finally getting him back. This picks him up a gun. Smokes himself off. Force buy has to be strong. Flusha going to get caught by Bondic, or does he? It's on the backside. Bondic gets him. That's your rotator down. That's your first one out of it. And now they've got a real chance, but Markelov gets caught. It's Olaf with the CZ, so he switches over in weaponry to get up close. And JW is going to come over to try and join him. Blade spamming away, can't get the kill, running out of ammo, and that means JW walks around the corner and collects him because there's no ammo left at all to fire away on the second man. And Olaf goes back into Simple, and it's left to Bondic, one-on-one. Both very low, 23 and 28 HP respectively, and Olaf's got the op out. He's going to have to just hold this angle. Bondic's trying to cross over. He does have the free right to do so because Olaf had to fall out of it. He had to get back off the site because he wasn't sure if it was A or B, in fact, after that long of a timing without spotting him. And in fact, Blade gets it. Bondic gets it. And we talked about him having to close out rounds. Well, again, he comes up clutch, but it's only 5 for Flipside. That's the big thing.
Yeah, I think that spells trouble for them because they've usually been getting about 8 or more pretty much on their T side. And their T side has been very strong. But all side long, they were struggling with the initial battles. They were not getting any. They were not committing towards A side whatsoever. And that's where they could have gotten those entry kills. And towards B, Crims had that drop room in a lockdown, and they just had no openings whatsoever.
No, there was none. And again, we talked about how Simple normally is the one that comes out and just tears people's head off at B. It's not there tonight, that's for sure. He was shut down and countered by Olaf's aggression. They weren't playing it as passive on that take, and then when he went passive, they were already inside their heads, so Simple just walked out and got taken down from a different angle was all it changed, and they couldn't win drop. And with only 5 rounds T side, it's usually been their CT that only gets them about 8 at best. So Fnatic right now are looking poised to start off on map 1 and show off that they truly are the better Cbble team.
I don't think there was a question of if Fnatic is the better team of these two in Cobblestone, but we expected more out of Flipside, especially on their T side.
I kind of was actually it's such an early map. Yes, okay, skill-wise, Fnatic is the better team, no question. And sure, you would expect them to naturally be able to put up big rounds on this map, but Flipside have this way about them, about getting under the skin when they're on the attacking side and pulling teams apart from within and getting the defense to change up so much that they find loopholes.
That can play against you as well.
Right, and on any other map, I would say it's not enough against Fnatic. But again, it is cobblestone, so the thing that makes it interesting is that we haven't seen enough of it from these teams. Yeah, teams say they're great on it, they get these big wins, but we haven't really seen everyone play off against everyone yet. We haven't seen everyone establish into a default that they're comfortable on. And obviously Fnatic has, Flipside has, and now we're seeing that Fnatic seems to be a little bit more versed and their defense looked amazing.
I think, yeah, Fnatic has been cruising over most of the teams that I've seen on Cobblestone. So in that sense, I was just expecting Flipside, the way that I've seen them play on the map, that they would be the one that would contest Fnatic the most on Cobblestone. But so far, hasn't happened.
Well, we'll get back into it. We'll see if there's any answer at all from Flipside on the defense. They can win the pistol. They can at least bring it back to a close round, of course. They got an eco, which gave them 3 rounds to work with.
Yeah, and you think about that, too. They had a really good early start, and then after that, it was all Fnatic.
And that's the thing, because this was, in my opinion, the best chance for Flipside to get a map off them early. Of course, we'll go to Mirage. There has been struggles from Fnatic there, but you have to say they have a big upper hand on it, the way they play the map. But Olaf's going to start things off already. Again, continuing on in that great form. Markelov counters him out, and that's the spot where Markelov's going to be this time. So that's a direct exchange.
And Simple, once again, going down as the first guy. I mean, it's just not going to work out for Flipside if he keeps dying first all the time. And the way he just jumped in that B long haul, very over-aggressive from him.
So World Edit comes back around. Blade's going to wait in the doorway. They'll catch them on the crossover. At least he'll try to. Flusha not going to let him. Already catching him with the Glock from a distance, and that's beautiful because now it's going to smoke off and hold out Bondic. It's all on World Edit to hold the site. He's already shot. He's already given away, and they're going to overwhelm him from both sides. Can he even get one? He does. It's Pronax, but no time to reload. Has to go for the knife, and up close. Crimson won't allow it. He'll cancel it out. He found Bondic before that as well. And now he'll put the bomb down. It's all up to Markelov. He is coming around from the backside of Long A. He has managed to get out of B and in behind, but already spotted up and already down to a very measly 6 HP. It's JW flashing above, or pardon me, Markelov trying to flash above, but he's taken down by Flush Up.
I mean, I just don't understand why Simple did that push in B long haul. I think he's doing more harm to his team than he's doing a favor because he knew he didn't have the spawn to just jump in there and be the first to get the peak. In fact, all of Meister was almost all the way through that hallway, and he just destroyed Simple. And that's a 5-on-4 in favor of Fnatic early on in the round. And Fnatic is a team when you give them that opportunity, they're gonna run with it.
And that's the thing about Simple. Such a great player, but such a young mind. And there's been talk about how much he can handle the pressure when they play from behind. Hopefully he can prove he can. Right now he's going to have to step up big. Bondic's already got Flusha. That's a start for them on the eco, but Olaf's going to catch out Markelov. A weapon too strong. And look at the SMGs. 4 of them still up, and they just spam away. They're just going to mow them apart. It's a lawnmower round. The grass has been cut. On the flip side, left to die. It's 12 now for Fnatic.
Yeah, it was a forced buy from Flipside too, and they got nothing going on. Fnatic were just playing with them. And that's going to force Flipside on a save here and put them under tremendous pressure on map 1. Fnatic, they are looking poised to take this cobblestone map with ease at this point.
And they'll spread it out. They haven't even had to run their fakes yet. Of course, we haven't had guns out. In fact, they're only going to upgrade to the 1 AK. They lost one guy. They'll pull out one rifle for it. Okay, sure. Yeah, we should probably upgrade, but we'll keep the rest of the SMGs. So MP7s.
I mean, why not? You have the mobility that these weapons provide. You get the money bonus for getting the kills. As we see, already 3 people going down.
Don't have to lift your mouse one.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you know your opponents don't have any armor. That's going to be a huge advantage.
Well, all that's left already does get at least 1 kill onto JW. I would have laughed if the 1 kill he got was Flusha, the one guy with the AK, and all of the SMGs survived, but unfortunately it's not the case. So JW goes to the op because look how much money he's built up already.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, Crim's also 9,300, and is he gonna stick with that thing, really? I mean, come on. How can that be a viable choice?
I mean, why not? I mean, I agree with you. It shouldn't be a viable choice, but if he's going to run into a site Like Sylvester Stallone, that's the gun to use.
Yeah, seems like Fnatic is opting to take a lot of early aggression towards B instead of A. These people who were going towards A, they're just not going to really do anything. And drop room control, that's Fnatic's thing. They got it already too.
Well, it's already down for Crims. He's the one that can run aggressively. He's got the gun to go in that position, so he is going to Rambo it up. G.I. Joe stuck inside some smoke. But I heard he liked cigarettes. We'll see if he can come out blazing. And he's still in there, still just waiting. He's got one on either side, Blade on the backside of the window, and Bondik up close. Dodges the flash, does Bondik, and actually that pays off because the M4 takes down Crims. So
yeah, Bondik had a good read on that situation too. He really guessed that the pop flash was coming up.
And it's Pronax as well to join up on the edge of the drop.
Similar issue with Fnatic here. Not getting anything going on for them early, so they're running out of time here. Next kill is going to be huge in terms of how this round is going to turn out.
And they'll have heard Pronax go down, so Bondik just waits for more. Call it 2 for him, holding it passively, lets them go down, and then they can't fall back, and JW wants the same approach. He does get it with the op. He catches Blade coming in, and now he's got to be careful, does Bondik, as he falls back off it. Flush out Olaf, meanwhile, trying to come in. They get the first shot on Simple, and JW's got Bondik on the backside. Markelov only gets 1 this time, and it's normally 2 from him. That changes the round back. If it's 2, it's 2-on-1 for Flipside. Instead, it's the other way. And now World Edit has to come back around with this op. Post-plant bomb already down, smoked off, and Olaf wants to get up close. They're both on low HP, but it's an op against them. They've got a chance based on the whip, and in fact, it won't even matter. JW's going to use his op in reverse, and it's on to 13.
Key difference between these two teams here in a similar situation that they were on their T rounds. Fnatic able to use that individual skill that they have with JW and Olafmeister. They're getting those 2 picks earlier, and then Olafmeister even the 3rd one. That was the main difference. Basically, they won that based on their individual performances there in the late round. And that's what you're going to need if you're pushed against the ball. You got like 25 seconds on the clock. Your opponent knows exactly where you're going. You got to hit an insane shot to manage to win a round like that. And that's exactly what we saw here from Fnatic. Key difference between the teams so far.
And as smoke comes out again, though, it's based on spawn. So that means that the T's are already pushed up beyond it. Markelov, though, there's your P250. It catches Olaf, so they've got the man advantage, and they've secured 2 AKs. That's even more important, because now they can actually make a case to hold these sites. Markelov's going to get aggressive. He's already up on the balcony. Fires through that smoke. No damage done to Crims yet, though.
Another case of careless play from Fnatic, going a bit too deep and getting picked off. Keeping out those 2 weapons. Giving Flipside a fighting chance in this round, even though I would say the advantage is in Fnatic's favor still, because they have the armors and Flipside don't.
And over drop they go. They want to come in. They catch off Bondik. They smoke it, flash it. He's outside the room, so he can't directly counter it. And they're going to wrap. They want to go directly onto A. JW's waiting at mid. Crims finds Simple. It's all on World Edit to hold this. Bondik and Markelov have to find a way through the backside of these smokes. They man up. They realize there's not going to be anyone waiting. And that's the right call. But again, World Edit has to be brilliant. He has to hold this off, or at least stay alive and let the retake come around. And he's already spotted. He's only got the pistol, and JW from behind takes him down with the op. It's only 2 left. And Flipside might have had a case. That might be now erased. They've got to find a way over top immediately with the first kill. And if one goes down, 1-on-3 is too much, and that's exactly the case. Bondik already caught, and JW does all the work. He's going to catch Markelov as well.
Yeah, it's very hard to shoot when you're getting shot at when you don't have an armor, and that was the case with Simple. He was in a good spot to catch 2 people in connector, but the aim punch was just too much, and he had no chance in that duel. And Fnatic secured a 15th round. Now we see Simple and World Edit on the AWP. Let's see if that's going to make a difference here in round number 21.
Well, round 21 might be all we get to play, because it is match point. And Flipside yet to find anything on the CT side, surprisingly to say. But again, we mentioned that has been their kryptonite. And with the T side weakened, it makes it twice as hard. Markelov's back on the statue this time. He has to change things up. Simple's going to go for the op, as is World Edit. And Simple's actually going to go back and support on Markelov, who spams through the smoke. That's Olaf caught off. So the snowman gets melted. They're going to go ahead and fire at the flames on the bottom of the drop. That'll force Bondik back outside the room. So this is a different approach to how we saw Flipside play it. Rather than take the fight directly inside the drop room, they force Bondik out. That at least lets them get down on the floor, and then it's a direct one-on-one.
Yep, definitely, and so far so good for them.
But they're heading back in toward the A site right now. And again, they've just used enough smokes and flashes to pull Blade off of it. So World Edit's home alone. He's got to make this call fast. And the problem is that Blade will only have two options. Does he play for the passive cross on the backside of the Sermon spot? Or does he get directly in the doorway? And that's already smoked off. That's the problem with it. It's so predictable to hold out that one choke point. So World Edit again has to come up big. Stuck awkwardly in the site. Blade does catch Pronax, and this is big. He's picked the right choice. He's on it, but with World Edit down, he's going to have to hit shots, and they're already predicted him. They're not distracted. They can easily aim the guns onto him, and Crims has both. He'll put the bomb down. There's still a man up on Flipside's side to go for this retake, but JW's on the backside with that op, and so scary he is. Bondik's already caught. Markelov has to come in for the front side. Pat bounces this fire, trying to force them out, but Simple has to come in with a little more force. They're both coming from the same angle, and what a reaction shot, JW! Unbelievable play onto Markelov. It's down to one-on-one, but 23 HP for JW. Simple has the op as well, and he's going to get him. Tense times, you miss with that op, you give JW a chance back into it. Simple won't allow it, and they'll get one more round their way. It's 15-6.
Another case of Fnatic's individual skill just pulling that round back in a situation where they were nowhere near winning it before Crims and JW started shooting heads and came close into a 1-on-1. And if rounds keep going like this, Fnatic's going to take this eventually. It'll take a couple rounds and then it'll be done with if it keeps going this close.
That was a huge shot by JW.
Yeah, very nice.
That would have been insulting if they lost it on that.
Exhibit A on how good their individual skill is.
Oh, man. Stylish play. They win it like that, and it just highlights the entire match. Flipside would have had no answers, so they get one more. They'll force this into round 22, but they're supporting on a full B take right now from Fnatic. There's no flashes. Actually, okay, so there is that one smoke. We talked about it deep on mid. Olaf did put it out early, but they read it. They've already rotated, and Simple's closed down on Pronax. Markelov's the one to drop it. This means Simple's still alive and holding this angle with the op spots. Your first shoulder peek. Doesn't get baited by it, and it's JW to go down. They're spamming onto him, though. That fire forces him to the right side, but the smoke's out. Crims can't see through it, so they won't get a shot. And in fact, they're discouraged. They're heading all the way back over toward A. World Edit's going to rotate back, but Bondik needs to read this quickly because we've seen what happens when World Edit gets overwhelmed holding A. It's an awkward position to be in at the backside of that site.
The straight-up B plays have not been successful this week. I don't think any team has really been successful with them. The defense has been too strong on every team playing CT so far for those type of
aside
plays.
from Simple when he was amazing last night. But Blade catches Crims. That's your one lurk. Olaf's gone back with the bomb, so he's actually split. They're trying to double this fake backwards, and it's Olaf that walks in. Blade might get caught right now because he's looking the wrong way. Flusha finds World Edit. Simple has to hit this shot or it goes back to 2-on-2, and it's a take from both sides on Fnatic's side. And Olaf's waiting. Patiently waiting and catching Blade. So now they've got them completely split up. They're outside the site. There might be a bomb plant to come in, or do they catch him in time? Bondik gets him, and he might just go straight for this defuse because they know Flusha's on A, and that's exactly what he's going to do. They're going to just have to hold Flusha in position, and this will come on to 7 rounds now. And then they'll do more than that. Simple's just going to get the kill.
Again, so close, just thanks to Fnatic's individual play, even though their strategy in itself didn't work out at all. Still, their individual skill is so high that they can really creep into this round just by playing well as individuals. And Flusha and Olaf Meister almost pulling it off. It's too close for comfort right now for Flipside in these rounds.
So, one more round goes the way of F3. We're going to go back to this double off. World Edit and Simple. Been working for them so far. But again, Fnatic only need one more to push them over the finish line.
Yeah, now we see a very typical Fnatic play on Cobble's D side where all of Meister is alone towards B and the rest of the team is trying to get information towards A and trying to get that entry kill there.
And JW's found it. It's World Edit down. This leaves Blade pushed up as the solo player on A. Simple's come back to support it, and he makes it count. He gets JW down below. This opens up the bottom side. This gives Blade a chance to walk back up and collect the remaining players and get in position. Flusha wants to take the fight, though, and he's already found him, so he won't get that opportunity after all. As Bondik drops as well, and Simple, through the flash, through everything, tries to go for a stylish shot onto Flusha. Won't pay off, and it's all left to Markelov. 1-on-4 match, or pardon me, not match, but map at least on the line. As he comes back around onto the site, spotted up already. Bomb does go down, and Crims gets the kill. So 16-7, Fnatic take it. And I do want to point out, we mentioned how when Flipside isn't fully firing on all cylinders, it's Bondic that stays consistent. He was their top fragger in this case for exactly that reason.
Yeah, there was no significant difference actually on their T sides in terms of how